Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gone Wild live clips and podcast. Today we are talking about economic changes from the 80s to today. So in a recent live stream with my Gone Wild co-host Budsoda, we ended up in a conversation about how very different things were in the 80s and how they have changed today. And some things were about food, some things were about delivery, and a lot of it was about real estate and the prices that are insane. So with that said, we are presenting a clip from the Gone Wild live stream about some of the economic changes from the 80s that have taken place, how it actually is for our people of our generation versus back in the day, and everything in between. But before we do that, let's go over a quick disclaimer. The content of this video does not contain and is never intended to be legal, business, financial, tax, or health advice of any kind. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is advised that you conduct your own research and consult qualified professionals before applying anything you find online. I also want to be clear that everything that we go over on any of the Gone Wild clips and podcasts is very market to market and case by case. What applies to me and my market, Budsoda's market, or any of the markets that are discussed throughout our videos and live streams may not apply to you. So with that said, enjoy the clip.
So we got a couple comments we can go over, and then we could probably get
Yeah,
into the show a little more.
you youngsters could have experienced happy hour spreads back in the late 80s and early 90s. Yeah, you know what I would have loved to experience instead of the happy hour spreads? The housing prices from back in that day. Like, I'll take those housing prices back. Thank you very much. Actually, let me see. How much was housing in the 80s? How much was
I think it happened under the first Bush
in
that the housing crash happened, like '89. But yeah,
$68,000? I'll take that. I'll take a median price of a brand new home at 68,000, but that figure rose to over 150,000 at decade's end. Okay, that's still better than what it is today. I'm just saying.
well, like someone did the math, and even the wages you get back then, if you worked full-time minimum wage, you could still save up the down payment within 2 years. Like just moderately safe, like not even aggressive, just moderately saving.
Oh, you mean like if I were to get a house today or back in the
Yeah,
day?
back then, yeah. Now, have fun. Like even if you make really good money, you're gonna be waiting a while. So
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like I am looking to get a place out in Orlando.
unless you're toward 500,000 a year, you make an income, you ain't gonna express save for a house, which is kind of sad.
Eh,
And but like the bubble's gonna burst sometime because we're sitting on a 9 month backlog of new home supplies. And that's like the highest it's been in history since 2008. So yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
we'll
But
see.
I want those housing prices to crash and keep the taxes down.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But I don't think like they're
Well,
fighting pretty hard to make sure
well,
that's not the case.
a lot of mortgages have where it's in the mortgage that they pay the land tax while you're in the mortgage. So it jacks up everyone's mortgage rates. So like my friends here, you've
Mhm.
seen it a few times. They went from 1,000 to 14 a month.
Oof.
Yeah, almost 1.5 times. That's
Yeah,
insane because the tax so they're adding interest and stuff to that tax payment that they're paying, making extra money off that, and it's screwing everybody. It's like, dude, it's bad.
a part of me wonders if I even want to get like
Yeah. So like, where I stay, everyone got revalued Beekman Town. It's like a richie kind of out in out in the country area.
mhm,
The $1 million homes, like multi-million.
mhm.
Um, the one neighbor was saying, "Oh my taxes went up by 15 this year. Well, like 1,500. Wow, damn." He's like, "No, 15 grand." And he acted like it was nothing. I was like, dang, I wish I could act like 15 grand was nothing.
Imagine 15 grand being nothing for somebody. Like my
Yeah.
taxes jumped up, but like that's for
Yeah.
that. that wasn't as bad. Like, actually speaking, I think now it actually went down because condo prices are not as high in my area anymore because quite frankly, after that Miami incident, yeah, we got the concrete restoration done, but now it's like on a downwards tilt, which in my opinion is a good thing, but eh, either way. Gig wise, once again, only if you can keep the or pay scale from modern day, you can live like a king in the 80s on what you earn today. I would love that. Like, if we just brought I don't think it's ever gonna happen. Like, realistically speaking, it's only gonna go up, but slower
Yeah.
than what I would like to think it's
But that
gonna
but
go slower.
that's why, like, kids in college could go deliver pizza, and if you're getting $5 tips all the time, they're actually making bank back then, you know?
Mhm.
Because that's, like, 17 something today. It's something crazy. It's, like, over 3 times.
Yeah. It's funny because it's it is easier to make the kind of money that it would take to be those wildly successful people today. But, like, from a technological standpoint, like, you can, like, build something and make it that way. But it's also very easy to, number 1, do nothing, and it's also still the same amount of time consuming that it would still be to actually get there in order to actually have the pay scale to live like a king in our economy. But
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't, like, even that much unemployment for construction guys back then. I think they got 6 weeks and that was it, and they didn't care because they made so much during the summer. And
mhm.
nowadays, no. It's not that easy anymore.
Not to mention now there's, like, more contractors than there are
Well,
employees.
I met a lot of people through this thing, and I met a lot of guys that were just doing DoorDash and stuff just to get by during, like, January, February, March, early March until the snow melts. If
Yeah.
they weren't doing snow contracting, they were doing good work. They come out, especially during the storm. So, like, this one dude had a Ram pickup. I mean, like an older gen, second gen, the 5.9. That thing's a fuel hog, dude. Like getting 12 miles a gallon.
Mm.
But like he said, like, no, dude, I was making 500 a day coming out for 12 hours. I was happy. I'm like, yeah, but that's the only time you can justify coming out in this damn thing because he had
Yeah,
to deliver. So he's like, he was stacking it and making bank. Oh, but like, well, I told him my strategy, and he went from 300 that we was kind of happy with to 500. I'm like, back then you could just like wait for $20 ones and take those.
yeah, yeah.
But like, anyway, if it wasn't $15 during the crappy weather, I wasn't taking it.
Make sure to check out our Patreon for our full live stream replays, exclusive clips I can't post on YouTube, and access valuable benefits and resources for gig workers and self-employed individuals of all kinds. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time. By the way, make sure you join us for the Gone Wyld live stream, and you could be part of the conversation too. We're looking forward to seeing you there.
Tripping was the only wave of must. Ain't you ever looking backwards?